Hey guys, in the spirit of Halloween, we will be doing a tier list of both ghost and dark types. I'm not too sure if these are all of them. I haven't really checked. These will most likely be off the Pokedex and just see what type of sinister things we have up here. So obviously, not necessarily all of the evil things go in S because they are ghost type or dark type. It could be more of a friendly aspect, as I know some of these ghosts or dark types do have. So we will just go over to Cerebi and go Aegislash, because that is our first ghost type here. Ghost Steel type. Generations of kings were attended by these Pokemon, which use their special power to manipulate and control people and Pokemon. Now, Aegislash can use that in a good or bad way, depending on what Aegislash it is. It could be either a very ruling Aegislash, where it wants to take over the world. That could be bad. Alternatively, it could be really nice and friendly. It detects innate qualities of leadership. According to legend, whoever recognizes it is destined to become king. We're just gonna do 2 entries from each one because this will take too long. Now, it could be sinister and it could be not. It could be friendly for those who worship it. It could see who's worthy of being king or queen, technically speaking. I wouldn't say it's friendly enough in an aspect. It could be sinister in that aspect, however. I'm going to put it in A. Alola Marowak. Actually, it probably has it here, yes. Okay then. No, it doesn't. Alolan Marowak. Alola form. Here we go. Alola form. Okay, this might not help. Hold on. Cerebi, you're kicked off. Alola. The Pokemon sets the bone it holds on fire and dances through the night as a way to mourn its fallen allies. This as a way to mourn its fallen allies. That is one of the most respectful things I've ever heard. That's one of the most respectful things I've ever heard. And just for that, I'm gonna give it an S tier. Once again, it does not have to be sinister. It could be something thoughtful, just like that. Blacephalon. It slithers towards people, then without warning, it triggers the explosion of its own head. It's apparently one kind of Ultra Beast. Yes, without warning, it triggers an explosion. And I know this explosion hurts too, right? It's its signature move. It's called Mind Explosion, I believe. I'm not gonna try and look it up because I don't care that much, but I know it blows itself up, it does damage to itself. It doesn't fully, you know, end itself, but it does damage too. But without warning, it triggers an explosion on its own head. That is... And it's towards people, so that's not okay. In terms of sinister... I mean, blowing people up is definitely not a good thing, and if that's inside of like a public place, that could be terrible. I'll put it in A for now. Calyrex Rider. What is that Pokemon's name? Calyrex. Shadow Rider Calyrex. It said that Calyrex and a Pokemon had bonded with it, ran across the Galar region to bring green to the wastelands. To bring green to the wastelands. Now, I know Calyrex by itself made crops grow and stuff. And even though this is a ghost type, there's really nothing sinister about this, but bringing green to the wastelands, bringing food and everything, I mean, that helps out humanity, right? That's pretty good. Chandelure, okay. The Pokemon haunts dilapidated mansions. It sways its arms to hypnotize opponents with the ominous dancing of its flames. Yeah, the luring Pokemon, also its pre-evolution, freaking Litwick sucks the life out of it. This Pokemon takes lost children by the hand to guide them to the spirit world. That seems friendly. However, I know there's a Pokedex that says something about it literally draining the life forms out of it. But that's terrifying. Imagine a chandelier just kind of hypnotizing you. That's not okay. Ophagrigus. This Pokemon has a body of sparkling gold. People say it no longer remembers that it was once human. I mean, that's not a good or a bad thing. It doesn't say anything, so I'm just gonna put it in B. It's middle. It's dead middle. There's nothing to it, there's nothing for it. Cursula. There you go. Its shell is overflowing with its heightened overworldly energy. The ectoplasm serves it as protection for the Pokemon's core spirit. Once again, this really has nothing to do with good or bad. It's just kind of middle, so I'm gonna put it in middle. Oh, what is your name? What is your name? Anchor. Your name is... Ooh. Anchor. This is the first Pokemon that I'm having trouble with its name. I know it's advanced search. Grass. Type, it's grass, steel. It's not grass steel. What is it? Oh, it's grass ghost, right. It's frickin' Dhelmise. It's Dhelmise, okay. After a piece of seaweed merged with debris from a sunken ship, it was reborn as this ghost Pokemon. I just want to check something because I swear it does something else. After lowering its anchor, it waits for prey. It catches large Wailord and drains their life force. Now that's kind of sinister. I knew there was something about Dhelmise. I put it in A, only because it only seems to hunt Wailord for some reason. Dragapult. When it isn't battling, it keeps Dreepy in the holes on its horns. Once a fight starts, it launches the Dreepy like supersonic missiles. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing, because Dreepy actually likes being tossed. And it actually looks like a playful Pokemon, sorta. I just put it at B. Nothing will be in D tier, I will say that. Okay, Dracoloak. It's capable of flying faster than 120 miles an hour. It battles alongside Dreepy and dotes on them until they successfully evolve. So actually, yeah, Caretaker, it literally pushes Dreepy to evolve. That's kind of cute, actually. However, it has nothing to do with anything. And it doesn't shoot anything. The only thing I'm putting this here is because it says it shoots the thing, but it actually likes being. So I don't know if that counts, but I'm just gonna put that here. I'm putting this here because there's literally nothing sinister. It doesn't hurt the Dreepy at all, so Dreepy. After being reborn as a ghost Pokemon, Dreepy wanders the areas it used to inhabit back when it was alive in prehistoric seas. That has nothing to do with anything, and actually Cursola has nothing to do with anything either. Because it just says it just has overwhelming power, it says nothing about it. To an extent, Cofagrigus too, it just says... Hold on. Hold on. Dang it. This only says it forgot it was human. Yeah, it says nothing here. I know it's probably worse, but you know what? I'm just gonna go off of Pokedex from now on. Whatever. Drifblim. I don't know if it's Drift. Some say this Pokemon is a collection of souls burdened with regrets, silently they're drifting through the dusk. Yeah, well, I'm gonna put this in A, and I'm gonna put this in S, because we already know where this is going, right? Drifloon, it literally... it approaches children, it often quickly runs away again when the children play too roughly with it. That is not true. Drifloon, straight up actually, you know what? Drifblim is also going in there. They literally just take little kids away. They just float them away. Okay, next one is Dusknoir. At the bidding of transmissions from the spirit world, it steals people and Pokemon away. No one knows whether it has a will of its own. Okay, well that's going into S tier. I'm not gonna put one higher than the other. If it's higher than the next one behind it, it means nothing. Just know that they're all in the same tier. Okay. Frillish. Male, female, I don't think it matters. Yeah. Envelops its prey in its vine-like arms and draws it down to the deeps 5 miles below the ocean surface. That is terrifying. I don't like that. I'm putting it in S tier. Ghastly. Born from gases, anyone would faint if engulfed by its gaseous body, which contains poison. Now that is bad, but it also doesn't intend on doing anything bad, so I'm putting it in A. I'm gonna do Haunter next, just because Haunter's after it. Its tongue is made of gas. If licked, its victim starts shaking constantly until death eventually comes. Now that... I'm putting it in A. I might put it in S. If licked, its victim starts shaking constantly until death eventually comes. But the thing about this is the Ghastly, Haunter, Gengar line, all three of them, they like to pull pranks. They don't really like to intentionally harm people, so I'm gonna keep it there. And then Gengar, on a full moon, its shadow moves on their own and laughs. It must be Gengar's doing. Okay, yeah, well... Gengar just likes to pull pranks on people. Honestly, all of them like to pull pranks. I'm just gonna put them here. And then this, I'm not gonna worry about that. Giratina. Giratina, whatever. This is specifically the origin form one. This Pokemon is said to live in a world of the reverse side of ours where common knowledge is distorted and strange. AKA, this is apparently the ruler of the depth of the blackness of hell. I know inside of the movie it just wants to escape, but I mean, come on. It literally ruined like so many Pokemon's lives. I'm just gonna put it here. Gourgeist. I don't know how to spell this. Gourgeist. Apparently I do know how to spell it. Put me on a spelling bee Pokemon. I'll win these. Eerie cries emanate from its body of the dead, or in the dead of night. The sounds are said to be the wails of spirits who are suffering in the afterlife. That's not necessarily that's not a bad thing. It's just really awkward. I'm just gonna put that into it doesn't really do anything. Because the Ghastly line can prank people, and the people that are getting pranked, you know, can actually not have a good time. This is just I don't really know where to put this. Because these two lines are like not sinister, this one's like kind of sinister, and this one's like, oh my lord, this will be able to hurt you and or be a really kind thing like Marowak. Yeah, that's just kind of disturbing. I'm not doing anything with that. Frillish, jealous, oh, these ones are different. Most of the Pokemon body content is identical to seawater. Mixed suction chips its lair. Oh, it's the same thing. Well, you say nothing, but I'm guessing it's gonna do the same thing as Frillish, but considering it's not in the Pokedex, I'm just gonna put that there. Lampent. Pokemon appears just before someone passes away, so it's feared as an emissary of death. It appears before someone passes, so people assume it's an emissary of death. That's technically not the case though, but I'm gonna put in A just because the entire line can, you know, drain the life force. Since we're here, I'm gonna do Litwick, yeah. The flame on its head keeps its body slightly warm. The Pokemon, okay, yeah. Get up there. Honestly, Lampent is the most... Lampent seems to be the most, forgiving of the three. Marshadow. It slips into the shadows of others and mimics their powers and movements. As it improves, it becomes stronger than those it's intimidating. Basically, this thing can destroy your night, and if you've seen the... I don't know if it's... I think it's the movie. If you've seen Marshadow's movie, you know this thing is powerful. But of course, yeah. Plot armor, am I right? Anyways, Marshadow. Yeah, Marshadow can absolutely destroy your feelings. And Marshadow also gave absolutely no regret on what it did in the movie, so I'm gonna keep it in S tier. Miss Magius. Feared for its wrath and the curses it spreads, this Pokemon will also on a whim cast spells that help people. Okay, so it curses, it spreads its curses, Oh, yeah, okay, so the wrath and curses that this Pokemon spreads, it will also occasionally, on a whim, cast spells that help people. Okay, so curses and wrath. Now that says S tier to me. That says S tier to me. And it also helps people on occasion, and helping is also a part of it, so I think it's a double down S tier here. Necrozma. Lunala no longer has a will of its own. Now under the control of Necrozma, it continuously expels all of its energy. Necrozma just gets an S tier, dude. Necrozma is the most sinister thing, and it literally took over Lunala's body. Like, don't you feel bad for that thing? I feel bad for this thing. Phantom. After a lost child perished in the forest, their spirits possessed a tree trunk, causing the spirit rebirth as this Pokemon. Yep, nothing scary about it. It's just kind of sad. Sinisty. Oh, it's Poltergeist, right. Sinisty is that one. This species lives in antique teapots. Most pots are forgeries, but on rare occasions, an authentic work is found. I love this Pokemon's gimmick. There's nothing scary about it. Same with Sinisty. What is it? Gorgeist, Phantom, Pumpkaboo. Pumpkaboo and Phantom are like opposite sides of each other. Yeah, look, Trevenant's right here. Spirits that wander this world are placed into Pumpkaboo's body. They're then moved to the afterlife. Pumpkaboo is just a placeholder for the afterlife people. You're not scary either. You go with your evolution. Okay, we got Miss Magius, and then we have... oh, come on. Miss Magius, Miss Magius. Oh, what's your name? No, because that was a Gen 4 evolution. What is your name, dude? Your ghost. Miss Drevis, dang it. What gives meaning to its life, it surpasses. What gives meaning to its life is surpassing others. If you set your ear against the red orbs around it, you can hear shrieking. So the shrieking is bad, however, it doesn't harm you. And the only thing this Pokemon does is it wants to surpass others. That's not necessarily a bad thing. But it's also not a good thing, because, you know, what if it wants to be better than a mass killer? I'm putting it there. Okay, I don't even need to talk about this one. If any of you don't know, just look it up. It's Shed Ninja. You should know what it is. Sableye. Pokemon is feared when its gemstone eyes begin to glow with a sinister shine. It's believed that Sableye will steal people's spirits away. Straight in the S tier. Whoops. Shove it. It eats up emotions like malice, jealousy, and resentment, so some people are grateful for its presence. Nice. You're good. You're okay in my book. Banette, on the other hand, S tier. This thing literally hunts down the child that threw it away. Literally. It's a stuffed toy that was thrown away and became possessed, ever searching for the one who threw it away so it can exact its revenge. Bennett? Dude, S tier. Extraordinary energy amplifies its cursing power to such an extent that it can't help but curse its own trainer. That is terrifying. Mega Bennett and Bennett, S tier for sure. Duskull. Pretty sure Duskull is also just a prank person. If it finds bad children who won't listen to their parents, it will spirit them away. Or so it said. So it actually kind of does the human race some good. Kinda. The parents gonna be wondering where their child went, but, you know, no more bullying for the kids in school, right? Dusclops. Its body is entirely hollow. When it opens its mouth, it sucks everything in as if it were a black hole. That's kind of bad. That could be bad. It doesn't have to be bad, but it can be bad. So I'm putting in an A. Frostlass, get an S tier. I don't even need to talk about Frostlass. Or I don't need to look it up, I should say. Women are fine. This thing literally freezes men and takes it back to their home. And she uses you as a decoration made of ice in her home. I don't need to talk about it much more. Rotom. One boy's invention led to the development of many different machines that take advantage of Rotom's unique capabilities. There's nothing sinister about Rotom. It just kind of exists. It just kind of exists. I mean, seriously, you invade a television. Yeah. Cool. Golett. They were sculpted from clay in ancient times. No one knows why, but some of them are driven to continually line up boulders. Well, there's nothing wrong with lining up boulders. Artillery platforms built into the walls of ancient castles served as perches from which Golurk could fire energy beams. Golurk is just protecting its castle, man. If you go into their castle, that's your freaking fault that you're gonna get blasted, dude. Honedge. Honedge's soul once belonged to a person who was killed a long time ago by the sword that makes up Honedge's body. Honedge's soul belonged to a person who was killed a long time ago by the sword it possesses. That is interesting, but it says nothing to me. Honedge evolves into twins. The two blades rub together to emit metallic sound that unnerves opponents. Just because it unnerves opponents, it makes them a bit terrified, so I'm gonna put it in there. It doesn't do literally nothing, but it does something. Corsola, specifically the dead version. Watch your step with wandering seas. Excuse me. Watch your step when wandering areas, oceans once covered. What looks like stone could be this Pokemon, and it will curse you if you kick it. You don't necessarily intend to do it, so I'm gonna put it B. Hoopa. I know it's unbound form. Sucks, but let's just do the confined one, because that's what it says. In true form, it possessed huge amounts of power. Legends of the avarice tell how it once carried off an entire castle to gain the treasure hidden within. Ale Hoopa Ring! I hate this Pokemon, but it doesn't try to do anything bad, so... Decidui. I've played Legends Arceus one time and I have not gotten that far, so if any of these Pokemon, if there's new ghost types from there, I'm so sorry, because I don't see anything here that I don't recognize. It knocks its arrow quills and shoots them at opponents. When it simply can't afford to miss, it tugs the vine on its head to improve its focus. Dude, Decidueye is Robin Hood, it is a sniper, there's nothing else to it. If it wants you down, it will take you down. I'm gonna put it in A, just because it's like a maybe and not like true on. I'm going to do it. Oricorio. Oricorio. I know it's Oricorio. I don't know how to spell it. I'm gonna give it one more attempt. No? Okay. Oricorio. You are part flying. You're not part flying, really? Wow, okay. Oricorio. You cannot be serious. This is seriously. Does it start with the fire one? It does start with the fire one. Okay, it's this one? Yeah. Ghost flying. It charms its opponents with its refined dancing. When they let their guard down, it places a curse on them that will bring on their demise. Okay, well this thing is more sinister than I thought. It says will lead them to their demise. That means death. I'm putting it in S tier. You can't say anything. Sandy guess. Grudges of the dead have possessed a mound of sand and becomes a Pokemon. Sandy guess is fond of the shovel on its head. Grudges of the dead, but then it proceeds to say it doesn't do anything. I'm gonna put it here in B tier because I know it can do things. Palosan. I don't think I need to say much. I'm pretty sure just, yeah. Get an S tier. Known as the Beach Nightmare, pulls prey down into the sand, controlling the sand itself, and then sucks the soul out. Yep, I don't need to talk about Palosan much. Mimikyu. Mimikyu is terrifying. It's cute, and it wants to be loved like Pikachu does. Just don't look under its disguise and you'll be okay. Lunala. Like actual Lunala. Record of it exists in writing from long ago, when known by the name the beast that calls the moon. You don't really do anything bad, you just kind of exist. Mega Banette, get an S tier. I don't need to talk about you, I talked about you with regular Banette. Runerigus. A powerful curse was woven into an ancient painting. After absorbing the spirit of a Yamask, the painting begins to move. Powerful curse went into a painting, but it does nothing with the painting. I'm gonna put it a B, just because it's a horrible curse. Or powerful. That means it does things. So Valet. I know it only exists because of the disc. I don't know if it's a disc. No, it's not the memory drive. Memory drive is Genesect. Or maybe it is a memory. No, I think it's the disc. Anyways. Yeah, bond of the Pokemon and its trainer, which means it evolves. It doesn't say anything bad about it. Shadow Rider. What's this thing's freaking name? Glastrier and Glastrier. Spectre. It's right here. It probes its surroundings with all the senses save one. It doesn't use its sense of sight. Spectre kicks are said to separate soul from body. That is nightmare fuel. So I would put it in S tier, but it doesn't have to kick you. So I'm putting it there. It doesn't say it rampages and just does it for fun. Okay, Mr. 108 Souls, 100% pure nightmare fuel, Spiritomb. 108 souls. Apparently there's some ill-natured spirits in the mix. It doesn't have to do evil. I might put it in A. It doesn't have to do evil. It says there are some ill-natured. It doesn't say they're bad. A lot of them are good, apparently. Trevenant. People fear it due to belief that it devours any who try to cut down trees in the forest, but to the Pokemon it shares its wood with its kind. Well, there you go. A full example of S tier. Because it loves the Pokemon it shares the woods with. And it hates people that cuts down trees, which makes sense. So why not just don't cut down the trees? Be friends with nature. Yamask. Yamask does absolutely nothing. It just mourns its dead face. The carrying a mask seems to be the face it had when it was. Yep. And then the Galarian form, the slab is said to be absorbing the Yamask's dark power. I'm gonna put that up one because honestly that's way more terrifying than just having a face of your dead self. This one is absorbing power and can do very bad things. Arceus, you gotta put it in S tier. It could do good, it could do evil. I mean, its signature move is literally called Judgment. It judges you. You are on the court stand. This thing is the judge. It will judge you. It's gonna drop the hammer. Either innocent or guilty. They will do something to you. I don't know why Dusclops is here twice. There you go. This is the ghost tier list. Dark tier list. Let's go. This video's been going on for 37 minutes. This is gonna be an hour. Uncut, probably. Rattata. Alolan. Whiskers provide keen sense of smell. Yeah, just a sense of smell. D tier doesn't exist for me. You do nothing, you just smell berries. Okay, cool. Eradicate. Alola. Makes Rattata underlings gather food for it, dining solely on the most nutritious. Okay, that's just kind of like, you know, you're a worker for me. It only happens to Rattata though. Meowth. Pretty sure it's just like a house cat, yeah. It's accustomed to luxury because it used to live with Alolan royalty. As a result, it's very picky. Yeah, it does nothing though. Pretty sure the same for Persian, yes. Round face of Alolan Persian is considered to be a symbol of prosperity. Yeah. It has nothing to do with being sinister. Grimer. Let's quick fire these. Grimer, passion for trash, above all else, speedily digesting it, creates brilliant crystals of sparkling poison. It doesn't necessarily do anything. Muck, on the other hand, probably does something right. Increasingly vivid. No. No, it doesn't. Okay. Gyarados. People don't know how to spell this Pokemon's name for some reason. Gyarados. It's not G-A right. Just put Y. You'll be good. Although it obeys its instinctive drive to destroy everything within its reach, it will respond to orders from a trainer it truly trusts. I will put this in A. It could completely destroy everything. It becomes Mega by itself, which it supposedly shouldn't be able to, because Mega Evolution has to do with the bond of a trainer and a Pokemon. I'm gonna put it in A, just because of that. Moltres. This Pokemon Sinister, Flame-like Aura. It already has Sinister, like... Really? You gotta put it in S tier, right? Will consume the spirit of any creature it hits. Victims become burned out shadows of them. Yeah, S tier. Umbreon, this is, well, when this Pokemon becomes angry, its pores secrete a poisonous sweat, which it sprays at its opponent's eyes. And do you want to know what else it does? At night, it stalks prey. And this isn't me trying to be biased, because it's my favorite Mon. It sprays poisonous sweat into the opponent's eyes. It's literally a Velociraptor, and it sprays poison into their eyes. That is not fun. Murkrow. Murkrow. It has a weakness for shiny things. It's been known to sneak into nests of Gabite, noted collectors of jewels in search of treasure. You do nothing, you just want to vibe. Sneasel. Sneasel is one of my favorite Pokemon. I don't know what that is. I'm not clicking on it. Its paws conceal sharp claws. If attacked, it suddenly extends the claws and startles its enemy. Yeah, this thing can be a nightmare to deal with if it wants to be a nightmare. Houndour. It cooperates with others skillfully. When it becomes your partner, it's very loyal to you as its trainer and will obey your order. There's nothing wrong with that. But if it's in a pack and there's a bunch of wild ones, that could be dangerous. Houndoom. They spew flames mixed with poison to finish off their opponents. S tier. They divvy up their prey evenly among the members of their pack. Yep. This is definitely a dog straight out of the Nether. If you know, you know. Yeah, red claws, tips of its tail are melting from the internal temperatures. Yeah, that is... When it's mega, it's just even worse. Tyranitar. Its body can't be harmed by any sort of attack, so it's very eager to make challenges against enemies. There's nothing wrong with that, nothing sinister about it. I know its mega form is like, these things are literally its back splitting open. Yeah, splitting open. Its destructive instincts are the only thing keeping it moving. When it evolves, this thing just wants violence. When this thing, it's just eager to challenge. It's not necessarily bad. Poochyena. At first sight, Poochyena takes a bite at anything that moves. This Pokemon chases after prey until their victims become exhausted. However, it may turn tail if prey strikes back. It seems more playful than anything, really. It could be a little dangerous, I guess. Mightyena, on the other hand. Obvious signals when it's preparing to attack. It starts to grow deeply and then flattens its body. The Pokemon will bite savagely with sharp pointed fangs. Savagely, says S tier to me. That could be dangerous. Very dangerous. Zigzagoon. One of my favorite boys. Or girls. Its restlessness has it constantly running around. If it sees another Pokemon, it will purposely run into them in order to start a fight. So this thing's a bully. This variety is friendlier and calmer than the other kind. Yeah, so this one, this kind of just attacks anything. This one purposely headbutts the other thing so it can start a fight. This thing wants to throw hands. I'm putting it in A tier. It uses its long tongue to taunt opponents. Once the opposition is enraged, the Pokemon hurls itself at the opponent, tackling them forcefully. This thing also wants to throw hands. Nuzleaf. It lives deep in forests. With the leaf on its head, it makes a flute whose song makes listeners uneasy. It's not necessarily doing it on purpose. I'm putting it in B. Shiftry. A Pokemon that was feared as a forest guardian. It can read the foe's mind and take preemptive action. Yep. So, if it decides that you think you're gonna hurt trees or the forest, it will throw hands at you. I'm putting it here because it can throw hands, but it doesn't have to. Once again, okay, we did Sableye, because it's also part ghost. Carvana. Carvana. Dang it. I cannot spell this Pokemon for the life of me. Carvanha. Okay. I'll try and remember that next time. It won't attack while it's alone, not even if it spots prey. Instead, it waits for other Carvana to join, and then the Pokemon attack as a group. That is terrifying, just like actual piranhas. Putting it in A. Sharpedo. As soon as it catches its scent of prey, Sharpedo will jet seawater from its backside, hurling towards the target at 75 miles an hour. That is absolutely ludicrous and terrifying. If you've played Pokemon Sword and Shield, you know you know. And if you don't know, just don't go into the water with a Sharpedo. Yeah, don't do that. What is your name? Cacturn. Whoops. During the daytime, Cacturn remains unmoving so it doesn't lose any moisture to the harsh desert sun. This Pokemon becomes active at night when the temperature drops. And I know this thing is terrifying. I know for a fact Carnivine stalks prey. Or Cacturn, my bad. I know it stalks prey at night. Seeking prey, yeah, becomes active at night, seeking prey that is exhausted from the day heat. Packs of them follow travelers until the travelers can no longer move. This thing is not a friendly scarecrow at all. Opposite, nightmare fuel. Next. Crawdont. Crawdont. A rough customer that wildly flails its giant claws. It is said to be extremely hard to raise. Extremely hard to raise. It's just tough. And doesn't, yeah, you know what? It's not necessarily sinister. Absol, one of my favorite Pokemon. Swift as the wind, Absol races through the fields and mountains. Its curved bow-like horn, acutely sensitive to warnings and signs of disaster. Absol, absolute S tier. Not for the fact that it's sinister. This thing is such a helpful mon. It will literally go to towns and it tries to warn people about natural disasters that are heading their way. But people think Absol's the one who caused it because they see Absol right before it happens. That's a fun fact, by the way. Honchcrow. Honchcrow. It will absolutely not forgive failure from or betrayal by its goons. It has no choice in this if it wants to maintain the order of flock. This thing's a mafia boss. S tier. Stungy. Stungy. From its rear, it sprays a foul-smelling liquid at opponents. It aims for their faces and can be hit from over 16 feet away. Well, it just protects itself. It doesn't necessarily do anything bad about it. Stun tank. In its belly, it reserves stinky fluid that it shoots from its tail during battle. As the Pokemon's diet varies, so does stench of the fluid. Well, this thing can also just use explosion. This thing can blow up. That is not okay. I will put it one higher, just because that thing can literally become a nuke. Spiritomb, already went over it with Sableye. Drapion. Okay, that works. Its poison is potent, but it rarely sees use. The Pokemon prefers to use physical force instead, going on rampages with its card-crushing strength. I'm gonna put that in S tier. It goes on rampages. Rampages are not okay. Weavile. God, why are dark types so good? I love dark types. They attack their quarry in packs. Prey as large as Mamoswine easily fall to the teamwork of a group of Weavile. Weavile is nasty with it, dude. Weavile S tier. A pack of Weavile? You can try, dude. Weavile, actual assassins in Pokemon. Darkrai. I mean, do we even really have to go over this on why Darkrai is an S tier? I don't think so. Purloin. I feel bad for that one dude's Purloin. His bro, how do you spell Purloin? I'm dumb. Oh my god. I spelled it as Lion. Okay then. I'm dumb. It steals things from people just to amuse itself. A rivalry exists between this and Nickit. It doesn't necessarily do anything bad, it just tries to annoy people for its fun. Don't be fooled. This is a moody and vicious Pokemon. Alright, well, I'll put it in A tier. If it's moody, it becomes S tier. If it's feeling okay, it stays in A. Sandile. The desert gets cold at night, so when the sun sets, the Pokemon burrows deep into the sand and sleeps until sunrise. Lazy, just like a lot of us. Nice. Krokorok has specialized eyes that enable it to see in the dark. The ability lets Krokorok hunt in the dead of night without getting lost. You are being put into B tier. It's nothing extraordinary like Weavile and packs and furiously cutting things up like Mamoswine easily falling. Crocodile. This Pokemon is known as the bully of the sands. Well, you don't gotta tell me twice. Crocodile's mighty jaws can bite through heavy plates of iron with almost no effort. Yep, that's an S tier right there. I love Crocodile, by the way. Amazing Gen 5. Gen 5 is easily... I'm pretty sure it's my favorite mainline Pokemon game. Anyways. Scraggy. Isn't Scraggy right after this? Somewhere? Yeah, here we go. If it locks eyes with you, watch out. Nothing and no one is safe from Pokemon from reckless headbutts of this. Okay then. You are more terrifying than I thought. As half-hearted as this Pokemon's kicks may seem, they pack enough power to shatter Conkeldur's concrete pillars. To shatter them. That's... Calm down, Callum. That's all I have to say. Zoroa. Zoroa has a timid nature. The disposition seems to be what led to the development of Zoroa's ability to take on forms of other creatures. This is the other assassin. I have seen this, by the way. This is another Pokemon That is an assassin. Um, technically speaking, it could be an assassin. I'm gonna put it here because it just likes to trick people, it seems. Zoroark. The Pokemon cares deeply about others of its kind. It will conjure terrifying illusions to keep its den and pack safe. See, I'm gonna put this in S tier, not because it's sinister. It could be sinister, but mostly because it just likes to protect its family. I mean, what's wrong with that, seriously? Pawniard. Whoops. Southeast Game Exchange, by the way. Very cool. Retro. Pawniard. It uses river stones to maintain the cutting edges of their blades covering its body. Oh, okay, so it just uses whetstones. Very cool. B tier. Bisharp, Bisharp. Whatever floats your boat, really. It's accompanied by a large retinue of Pawniard. Bisharp keeps a keen eye on its minions, ensuring none of them even think about double-crossing it. This thing is Mafia boss, just like Honchkrow up here. Just to put them together, I'm putting them right next to each other. Just so you know they mean business. Volby. Volby. Okay, really? Okay, seriously. Dark, flying. It wears a bone to protect its rear. It often squabbles with others of its kind over particularly comfy bones. This thing, they just want comfy underwear. And they fight over it. Although it's a bit of a ruffian, this Pokemon will take Lost Volibee under its wing and take care of him. Dude, that is until it's ready to leave the nest. Dude. Mandibuzz, you're the hero. Truly. S tier. Dino. I love this Pokemon. This is my favorite pseudo-legendary. When it encounters something, its first urge is usually to bite it. If it likes what it tastes, it will commit the associated scent to memory. I'll put that at B, because its first instinct is to bite because it cannot see. Zweilous. Grow another head. 2 heads are better than 1. While hunting for prey, Zweilous wanders its territory, its 2 heads often bickering over which way to go. So these two, they just get confused. They're like brothers, or twins. There are a slew of stories about villages that were destroyed by Hydreigon. It bites anything that moves. Dude, Hydreigon will absolutely destroy you. Greninja creates throwing stars out of compressed water. When it spins them and throws them at high speed, these stars can split metal in two. Greninja, another assassin. S tier. Dude, dark types? We got the assassin squad over here. Pangoro. And I guess Pancham. We'll do Pancham first. Where's Pancham? Is Pancham not on here? Wait, is Pancham not... It's not dark? Okay, sure. Pangoro. This Pokemon is quick to anger, and it's no problem using its prodigious strength to get its way. It duels Obstagoon. I did not know that. Still, that is S tier. That thing throws hands. It also has anger management class. Apparently. Inkay. Spins while making its luminescent spots flash. The spots allowed to communicate with others using different patterns of light. That's cool. You're an alien. You do nothing, actually. Malamar, on the other hand, oh my goodness. Gazing at luminescent spots will quickly induce a hypnotic state, putting the observer under Malamar's control. This thing... I've seen Malamar, dude. Malamar in the movie, terrifying. Yveltal. Why Veltal? When the legendary Pokemon spreads its wings and tail, everything glows red as it absorbs the life force of living creatures. That only happens when it's about to quote unquote die, and then it becomes an egg by sucking the life forms out of everything. This has the potential to be really, 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 really bad. But it doesn't even do it on purpose. It does it to preserve itself, just like Xerneas does. And for that reason, I'm going to keep Yveltal there. I don't think it intends to do that. It just wants to preserve itself. Although it's rough-mannered and egotistical, it finds beating down unworthy opponents boring. It gets motivated for stronger opponents. This dude just wants a fight. It's not even a bad thing. He just wants to fight. He's like a bro. He's like a homie. If you don't do anything wrong, he's got your back. You know what I mean? I hate you in competitive, though. Never talk to me about Incineroar in competitive. I do not want to hear it, and I do not want to see another one. Thank you very much. Guzzlord. Although it's alien to the world and a danger here, it's apparently a common organism in the world where it normally lives. Yeah, well, you just eat skyscrapers and everything. You're an S tier. You eat literally anything. By the way, Hoopa. Already talked about Hoopa in the other one. Not talking about it here. Nickit. Nickit. The fox. The sneaky fox who covers its tracks with its tail. Does it have two T's? Are you serious? Dark type. Nickit. No, I spelt it wrong. I put an E instead of an I. Aided by soft pads on the feet, it silently raids the food stores of other Pokemon. It survives off of ill-gotten gains. Yeah, well, it does it to survive, man. Honestly, I don't blame Nickit, dude. I don't blame it. It secretly marks potential targets with a scent. By following the scent, it stalks its targets and steals from them when they least expect it. Once again, well, you do it more sinisterly. Sinistery. Just note that Thievul is above Nickit, because Nickit just does it to survive. Thievul does it, well, Thievul also does it to survive, but I feel like they also do it with less remorse. Impidimp. I don't even know if this is spelled right. That's definitely not right. I don't know how to spell Impidimp. To be fair, I didn't really play much of Sword and Shield. Through its nose, it sucks the emanations produced by people and Pokemon when they feel annoyed. It thrives off of the negative energy. This dude's silly. He also literally thrives off of people's negative energy, so like, I don't know what to say to that. When it gets down on all fours as if to beg for forgiveness, it's trying to lure opponents in so that it can stab them with its hair. Oh, hell no. S tier. Grimmsnarl. Talk about fairy type, that ain't no fairy. With the hair wrapped around its body helping to enhance its muscles, the Pokemon can overwhelm even Machamp. Machamp is really hard to overwhelm too. It doesn't necessarily like do anything bad though. Once again, going off of this Pokedex alone, this one is more scarier than this one. So I'm putting Margrim up here because it stabs its opponents. That's just not okay. What's your name? What is your name? Zigzagoon, Lanoon, Obstagoon. Obstagoon? There we go. His voice is staggering in volume. Obstagoon has a tendency to take on a threatening posture and shout. This move is known as obstruct. Cool. Yep. Morpeko. Both are dark types. Okay. It eats. The Pokemon is not satisfying. Constant hunger. Angry mode. Hangry mode. My bad. This thing. This one specifically. Because it's this picture, we're going off of this one. Drives it to extreme violence. I don't need to talk more about it. And then we have Kabufu Urshifu. Urshifu. This form of Urshifu is a strong believer in one hit KO. Wait a minute. Oh, this is the only dark type one. Okay. This one believes in one hit knockouts. Its strategy is to leap in close and land a devastating blow. Yep. This thing can toss hands. Zarude. I never got this Pokemon in the game. I just know it exists. Within dense forests, this Pokemon lives in a pack with others of its kind. It's incredibly aggressive. Incredibly aggressive. S tier. Oh, normal Morpeko's here. Okay, back to Morpeko. As it eats the seeds stores up in its pocket-like pouch, this Pokemon is not satisfying. Okay, this one is a lot less terrifying. This one wants to throw hands. This one is kind of like not there yet. And we've already went over all these Pokemon, their base forms or alternative. Okay. So these are the two lists. You can look at them for how you want. Don't argue in the comments. If you do comment, just have a nice discussion, please. Feel free to disagree, agree. Yeah. These are the two. Have a good day, please. Happy Halloween. Like, comment. I hate saying this, but subscribe. That's the only way people will get moving. I guess see you when Pokemon Scarlet and Violet come out. Goodbye.